about to bring in Bill Taylor, who's live from Kyiv today, of course, the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. And as I said, thank you for your patience, Ambassador. The big meeting between Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner's there as well, and Vladimir Putin, I think it's still going on. I had some pictures earlier. Are we hearing anything, or what's the word from Kyiv in terms of optimism that this might yield some sort of a path to peace?
Well, Connell, thank you very much. It's good to be here. Yeah, the Ukrainians are very eager to hear what comes out of Moscow. They were not happy a week ago with the draft plan that came out of Moscow that was full of Russia's wish list. But they were more pleased when Marco Rubio got the Ukrainians and Europeans together and came up with a much better plan. And it's that plan, Connell, that Steve Witkoff is presenting to President Putin right now. The Ukrainians expect that President Putin is not going to like this very much because it draws on the Europeans, it draws on the Ukrainians, and it is a much more balanced plan than the wish list that he had originally sent in.
When you speak to people there, what specifically did they like or do they like about this plan in comparison?
Well, actually, we don't know exactly what's in this plan yet. What we do know is in Florida, as you've reported well, where the Ukrainians and the Americans sat down, Marco Rubio and Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner talked with the Ukrainians about this, and they came out saying there's still a couple of things to be worked out, but by and large, the Ukrainians were very pleased with this whole process and hopeful about this. Now, within the government, I think they have this plan. It's not been released to the public yet, so we don't know. I will tell you what they didn't like about the last one, and that is limits on their ability to have an army, limits on the size of their army, inability to join NATO, requirements that they change their constitution, all of these things that the Russians have been talking about for some time that they really did not like and that apparently have been removed from the current plan.
Okay, so if that's true, like you said, we don't know details yet, but if all of that is true and this is a better for Ukraine type of plan, what's the level of trust when you speak to people there that Witkoff will keep what's quote unquote good for Ukraine in the plan as he and Putin go back and forth?
Well, they're pretty sure that Steve Witkoff has the new document. They know he does. He was there in Florida where they came up with that new document. So the Ukrainians here are very sure that Steve Witkoff is presenting to Putin that plan. They are also pretty sure that Steve Witkoff doesn't have the ability to make changes on his own.
Right.
So he's not doing negotiating and saying yes or no to Vladimir Putin. Witkoff is listening to what Putin is saying. And like I say, the Ukrainians and many people think that it's probably not going to be a positive response from Putin, but we'll see. If he agrees to it, it would be great.
So Putin certainly has the power to say yes or no. He's running the place in Russia. So your point is he probably says no good, and then it's back to the drawing board again.
Well, I would say back to the drawing board, but it is back to a conversation. Certainly, Witkoff will go back and talk to President Trump and Marco Rubio, Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, and they will decide what the next steps are. There may be more conversations with the Ukrainians. Yeah. They may do another draft and take it back to Putin to take a look at. The Ukrainians have been very patient in working this through. They have some things that they can't agree to, of course, but they also they've been part of the process. They're working the process.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.